Hi, I'm Lauren, and this is my persuasive speech on how social media is slowly taking over our need for face to face conversation. Social media interaction is dominating our world, our lives. We live in a society where interacting and oversharing online is both normal and sometimes necessary. We, as a community of people who interact online, we probably speak to our friends and family more through Twitter and Instagram and Facebook than we are actually face to face. There was actually a study that was conducted for an online casino, and it found that 1 out of 4 people spend more time socializing online using Facebook and Twitter than they actually do in person. The study also found that even when there was an opportunity to see a person face to face on the weekends, up to 11% of adults still prefer to stay at home and communicate on their devices instead, which I totally relate to that because I myself, as a avid smartphone user, and I'm on all these sites, there have been times where I was invited to go somewhere with my friends, but I decided to stay home, stay in my pajamas, comfortable in my bed, watch my Netflix, save money, and still interact with them. Now, I wasn't really there with them. I wasn't creating memories. I wasn't socializing. I wasn't communicating. But I was still able to talk to them. And I was kind of there, but I wasn't there. So it's not the same. It's not the same when you're at home and you're on your phone. You're not getting that emotion. You're not getting that, communication, the socialization that humans need. There was a young man from the University of South Florida named Mark Clennon. He, quote, said, "People tend to want to show others that they are having fun than actually having fun. There is a great desire to share with others you barely know than actually hanging out with friends and making memories." I have personally done, posts and pictures and videos on my social media networks where I'm having fun, but I kind of don't remember that moment as I should if I was really in the moment. For instance, I was just at a concert with a group of friends, and instead of being in the moment for a few parts of the concert, I was Snapchatting, and I was showing everyone, hey, I'm at a concert, I'm having fun, and I'm living my life. And the only reason why I actually remember those moments is because I have them on video on my Snapchat. And when I think about it, I really wish I had just put my phone in my pocket and really was there for the moment. And it's okay to take pictures and want to be able to remember it physically, if not mentally, the memory. But when it comes to you're looking at the concert, for me, through the phone, you're not going to remember it. You're not going to be connected to the performer, to the audience, to your friends. And that's where social media is kind of interrupting our social lives. Conversations done in person are way more meaningful than they are online. I mean, yes, you can have a meaningful conversation online. You can talk to your friends. You can text your friends, and they can give you advice about something that's going on in your life, of course. But it's not the same when you're sitting next to the person or you're sitting across from the person and they're giving you emotion. You're receiving their advice personally, face to face. You're able to read their body language, and if necessary, you can physically get emotion from them. You can have that contact, which human beings we need. We survive and crave that physical emotion from other humans, and that's where I believe social media is kind of disconnecting us. And not only just face-to-face conversations. I mean, my cousins, they're younger, so they grew up in this world of social media, and just they grew up with this basically born in their hands, their phones, their iPads, their Kindles, their PlayStations, whatever they're using, and they don't really know how to have a conversation with their peers. I remember my cousin telling me that she was nervous to talk to her friend that she's been talking to through her Instagram account because she's not used to really having a meaningful conversation. And I can totally understand why when she's busy Snapchatting them, she instant message them, she sends them the little emoji icons and she sends them to them. It's different. You can't really express yourself through those little happy faces you have on your phone. And it's a little intimidating when you don't really know how to communicate, and it's really hindering it. I feel like the younger generation more than the older ones, because around my age, I'm 20 years old. I was born and I did not have the social media. I didn't have iPhones. I didn't have that. But my brother, who's 10, does, and it kind of hinders him because I see him and his friends, and they're hanging out, but they're all on their phones, and this is just where social media has to have, standards. It has to have, you got to know when to stop. You got to know when to put your phone down. And I really do think that if we don't, teach these kids really how to communicate, we are going to be lost in the social media world. And I do believe that social media is replacing the need for face-to-face conversation.